Okay, we're starting on page 7 in the grammar book. We're talking about verbs today. And I'm sure you know this already. Verbs show action, or they could be a linking verb or a helping verb. When they're linking, it links the subject to another word in the sentence. And then a helping verb always is with another verb. So that's an easy way to remember which one it is. So if it's like was walking or was talking or is going, that's next to a verb. So that's a helping verb. But you'll notice here, well, I'm going to keep going on page 7. An action verb shows action or ownership. A linking verb links the subject to a noun or an adjective. This group of words right here in bold on page 7, the first group are linking verbs. It's am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Seem, become, appear, grow, remain, and then taste, sound, smell, feel, look. Those last words, do they remind you of something? Taste, sound, feel, smell, feel, and look.
Senses.
Yes, your 5 sentences, or not sentences, your 5 senses. You're right. And then you'll notice the next group of words on page 7 are helping verbs, but some of them are the same. So it just depends on where it is in the sentence and how it's used. And these are the ones that would be right next to another verb for a helping verb. So am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been, those are the same. This is where it's different. Have, has, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, and then can, will, shall, could, would, should. Have you ever heard of coulda, woulda, shoulda?
A little bit.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda been is like, I could have done that. I should have done that, or would have done that, and I should have done anyway. So it's like when you're kicking yourself, right? Come on in. Hi, Jana. We're just getting started. I'm recording because I wasn't sure who all was going to come today, but I'll just move this over here. Do you have your binder and your grammar? Okay, good. Yay. So we started with grammar. We'll wait till you get your stuff out there. And we're on page 7. While you're getting your stuff out, page 7 of the grammar book. We were just talking about verbs. There's 3 different types of verbs, like an action. That's the easiest one. You know that one. And then there's also linking verbs and helping verbs. You probably remember that from last year. And the best way to remember the helping verbs is it's right next to another verb usually. So we just went through those 2 lists of verbs here. So the first one, these are all linking verbs. And you'll notice at the last row here, those are our 5 senses. So that helps to remember those. And then for the helping verbs, they both have the same list on the first line. So am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Those are the same on both lists. You probably noticed that. And then it changes in this next 2 lines there, but helping verbs go right next to a verb, like we were just talking about was walking or has been raining or something like that. So those words that go right next to an action verb are helping verbs. Every verb has a subject. You probably remember that from last year, subject verb pairs. And so the next thing we'll talk about is the subject. So a subject is either a noun or a pronoun that performs a verb action. It tells who or what the clause is about. Usually we find the verbs first and then we ask like who's doing it or what is doing it. And then it says find it. You're going to read the sentence and look for the verb. And then you're going to ask who or what is doing that verb. And then you're going to mark the V for verb and the S for subject. So those examples, so Lily, can you read that first sentence as the example? It starts with Robin.
Okay. Robin had practiced archery for many years. His skills were incredible.
Good. Okay, so lots of verbs there. When you find the verbs first, like had practiced, by the way, that's a great example of a helping verb is right next to the verb practiced. So had is helping. And ask yourself who had practiced. Robin.
So then Robin would be a subject.
Robin is the subject. Same with the next example, were That's a linking verb because it's linking the subject to an adjective. So that word incredible is an adjective. It's telling about the skills, right? So his skills were incredible. So what were incredible? His skills. So that makes it the subject. That's a tricky one because you might think he is the subject of that sentence. But because the verb is were incredible, it's talking about his skills. So, and then a strong verb, that probably sounds familiar, at least to Jana, because we did those last year in our dress ups. It basically is, it dresses up the writing because it creates a strong image or feeling. So a strong verb is an action verb, never a linking or a helping verb. Look for strong verbs in this book and write them on the strong verb collection page on Appendix 2. So if you ever come across I really like that word and you want to remember it, you can, in the back, you can turn there really quick. Appendix 2 is mine is on page, it starts with 195.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a quality adjective.
like start with 191.
191?
Yeah.
Oh, here, but this verb though page is on 193.
Yeah.
You're right. So there's different lists back there. Like way, there you go. So if you think of any or find any ly adverbs that you want to remember, you can write them there. And then if we keep going, that's the strong verb one. So this is just for you to make your own list, optional. So a strong verb would be like, I always give the example of like a dog running. Maybe the dog is running after a cat. But if I use the word chased, that's a strong verb because it gives, just that word alone gives you an image. If you think of chased, you're thinking of he's going right after that cat, right on the tail.
Creates a strong image or feeling.
Yeah, so like run is okay, it is a verb, but chased is even better because it's giving you more of an image. So, but like it says, never a linking or a helping verb, that will never be a strong verb. So something that tells exactly what's going on. You guys have any questions about any of that stuff yet? No? Okay. Now we're going to turn to the next page, page 8. Conjunction, what's your function? I'll send you that song again, but these are words that connect other words or phrases or clauses. You remember fanboys, right? Did you ever hear about fanboys? No, okay. Your sister knows all about it. A coordinating conjunction connects the same type of word or phrases or clauses. And the video I'm going to send you on Google Classroom is from Schoolhouse Rock. It's an old video from like the 1970s. And they have all kinds of grammar videos. I think they're funny and they're catchy. So you'll find yourself singing them. But basically it's got like the train cars and it's basically showing like two sentences and then the train car in the middle is like and or but or something like that in the middle. That's connecting the parts of the sentence together. So to help us remember what all those words are, this is called an acronym. Have you ever heard of that before?
I think so.
An acronym basically is like just the first letter of each word, and it's a tricky, like fun way to remember what they are. So if you look under the F stands for, A and, N nor, B but, O or, Y yet, S so. So if you can remember the word fanboys, then you can remember for, and, nor, but, or, yet so. Because you'll think of each letter in fanboys, and then that'll remind you. So that's what you would memorize. You need to work on memorizing that, fanboys. And those words are the coordinating conjunctions. So look at the next sentence. So Jana, read the one that starts with Robin strolled.
Robin strolled through the forest and whistled happily.
Okay, good. So do you see one of the fanboy words in that sentence?
Yeah.
Which one? And. So A for fanboy stands for and there's an and in that sentence. And it's connecting two words, but I don't want you to think it's connecting forest and whistled. It's not the two words that are closest to it, because it has to be the two same type of words. So it says because the items that the CC, that's coordinating conjunction, connects must be grammatically the same and connects to verbs, strolled and whistled. Because Robin is doing two things. Strolling is like walking, and then whistling. You guys know how to whistle?
No.
I do. I can do a loud whistle, but I won't do it right now because it'll probably hurt your ears. Call the cows in, right? So strolled and whistled are both verbs. So and is connecting those two things in that sentence, those two verbs. And then it just tells you it does not connect the noun forest and the verb whistled, because a noun and a verb, those are two different parts of speech. So it's got to be the same parts of speech. Okay, then we're talking about commas. So there's some comma rules with that. A comma is used to separate items in a sentence. So whenever you list two things, you don't need a comma. But if you list three things, you do need commas. I don't know if you've heard that before. So it could be a list of 3 verbs or 3 nouns. Like your mom might say, don't forget to wash the dishes, mop the floor, and clean the toilet, right? So you're going to wash, you're going to mop, and you're going to clean. Those are all verbs, right? So when you have 3 things, you'll put commas between those. Yeah. And use the word and. So if it's just 2 things though, you don't need a comma for that. So Lily, how about you read the examples down further where it says Robin was brave?
Robin was brave but reckless.
Okay,
He
you can keep going.
chose his arrow,
Uh-huh.
pulled it back, and let it fly.
Good. Okay, so the first sentence says he was brave but reckless. See the CC, that stands for coordinating conjunction. That's the fanboy, because that's a B. The B is for but. 1 T, not 2 T's. That's a different word. But here it says Robin was brave but reckless. So there's just 2 adjectives describing Robin. He was brave but reckless. So you take out that little squiggly line is what it looks like when you take it out. It's like a edit mark for the book. So sometimes they put one in when there shouldn't be one, and sometimes they don't put one in, and you have to decide, do we put one in? Do we take one out? As far as commas go. And then the next one, he's doing 3 things. So Jana, what 3 verbs is that and connecting?
Chose.
Yes,
Pulled.
yes.
And fly.
That one would be let,
Let.
but you're right. It's let it fly. Wait, hold on. Is it? Is it fly? Let me look.
It makes sense for it to be
Chose.
fly.
Oh, it's let. Yeah, so it does make sense because fly is also a verb, but let is actually the action in that sentence because it says the verbs are chose, pulled, and let. Fly is a thing, not a flying thing, not like the fly that buzzes around, but let it. That's a hard one though, but let is actually a verb in that sentence. And then the contraction, you guys know when you put 2 words together and take out a letter with an apostrophe, like can't or won't or didn't, those types of things. So the example says Robin decided that he shouldn't give up. So in this book, they'll leave out the apostrophe on purpose, and you have to figure out where it goes. So any questions about that page? Okay, let's go to the practice page. And then Lily, would you mind reading it today?
Why was Robin Hood an outlaw under the watch of the law? Or wrath of the law?
There you go.
It's an interesting story for children and adults.
Good. And so the vocabulary is wrath, and that's because it's in bold. And what is wrath?
Wrath is like, I don't know how to explain
I know in the Bible it talks about
Yeah.
God's wrath.
it.
Is that a good
That's
thing
like-
or a bad thing?
Isn't like God's anger?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, because you don't want to experience God's wrath.
yeah.
That's bad. He makes crazy stuff happen. if he's really mad, especially in the Old Testament. You guys, have you read that before?
A
Some
little
of
bit.
this stuff? Yeah. So, locusts and boils and all these plagues and stuff. So wrath is extreme anger, okay? So I guess, the way it's written here though is the wrath of the law. So basically the consequences of if you break the law, there are consequences,
Mhm.
right? So in that context, that's what it means. So you can put a check by vocabulary. And the articles, remember what those are?
It's and the.
Yes, good. Jana's already writing it. She's like, I got this. A, and the. So go ahead and find those by yourself. Those are pretty easy. And then just put AR on top of them. There's 4 of them. And then you can put a check mark. And then Jana, how about the nouns? There's 7. Wow, that's a lot.
Robin Hood.
Yep. That's what, so we'll do a bracket. Yeah. That's 1.
Outlaw? Is that a noun?
Yeah. I'm gonna have Jana find them though for this one.
Law.
And law.
Story.
Yeah.
Children
Yep.
and adults.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 1 more.
Um, in- yeah,
It's kind of a tricky one. It's a clue because the word the is before it. And anytime you have an article before it,
correct.
yeah, wrath actually is a noun, even though it's seems like it'd be an adjective because it's describing like anger.
Mhm.
But the wrath, because of the word the, it makes it a noun. So, and then Lily, how about the pronoun?
Hmm?
There's a
The
pronoun.
pronouns, where's the
Remember what those are?
pronouns?
That's like when you have a word to take the place of a noun. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
he, she, them, it, those
Um,
types of words. It's hidden. It's there, but it is hard to
okay,
find.
Just one.
Uh-huh. It's actually it. And it's, so remember when you're talking about like an object, like a pen, you would say it, right? Because it's not a
Yeah.
boy or a girl, so it's a thing. And he's talking about it's an interesting story. So the whole sentence before is referring to back to
Oh,
that
yeah.
sentence. And then how about, so next to coordinating conjunction, let's write in fanboys, F-A-N, you can do all caps here. B-O-Y-S, that's at the top next to coordinating conjunction. So Lily, do you see one of those words in here?
4.
There is 4, but in that's actually gonna be a preposition. That's tricky though, because 4 is part of fanboys. There's another one though. It's the A in fanboys, if you remember what that one was for.
And?
Yes. So we'll put CC on top of and. 4 was a good guess because it is one of the words,
Yeah.
but because it's a prepositional phrase here. So Jana, you get the prepositional phrases. Lucky you.
For children.
And we're gonna go all the way to adults. So for children and adults,
Was Robin Hood.
not was, because that's gonna be a verb.
Under the wrath
There you go, under the wrath.
of the law.
There you go, of the law. So remember, prepositional phrases don't have any verbs in them. Okay, that's correct. So now, speaking of verbs though, Lily, where do you see, they can be helping or linking or action verbs. Where do you see the verbs? Was, yep. That's a
Should we put
linking.
SB?
Oh, you're just gonna put a V
Okay.
on top of was.
Mm,
And there's one more, it's kind of in a weird spot though. I'm gonna help you with this one because it's weird. We need an apostrophe in the word it's. right? Because it's a contraction. Yeah. So between the T and the S, go ahead and put an apostrophe, and that turns it into it is. And then is the verb.
Ah.
Yeah, that's tricky. So right, you'll have to squeeze it in like right above the S. I just like,
Yeah, it is kind of tight.
yeah, I just kind of like squeezed it in right there. It is kind of tight. And then the subjects, Jana, so this is tricky also. Who's the subject in that first sentence?
Robin Hood.
Yes, so on top of the N, you're gonna put an S for subject. There you go. And then how about the second sentence? So what
It.
is, yep, it. So the S goes on top of the PR. So it is the subject here. So you're gonna squeeze in and S. There's a lot going on with that little tiny word there. And that's it. Those are the verb, subject, verb pairs. You got that. Capitals, Lily, where do those go?
No, why?
Why? Good.
And it
It's, yep,
and the Robin Hood.
yep. Good. End mark, Jana?
Period.
Just a period, yeah. And we already fixed the apostrophe, so we're good. So, and you can write that down at the bottom later when you get home, so we can go on to the next thing. Do you have any questions about this page, though?
Um,
You're good? Okay. So, I know she's like trying to get it done, huh? You can close up your grammar. Your homework will be the next 3 pages like you did before, so it'll be pages 10, 11, and 12, okay? Those are pretty fun, and then does your mom let you correct it, or does she want to correct it?
I think she did last time.
She did last time,
I
remember?
did a few of them, but then I had to go help my dad out with something, and she did one of the pages.
Oh, okay. She checked it, okay. Because it's up to her if she wants to check it or if she's okay with you checking it. Either way is okay with me, but just make sure she's good with that. And then before you got here, Lily practiced the blue-ringed octopus. Did you get to tell that one to your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I think what we're gonna do is go on to the next lesson. So if you have, do you have an extra binder or folder for your finished stuff with you or no? No? Okay, so you can, for now, you can put this all of week 1 behind finished compositions. And then eventually though, I do want you to get either an empty folder or I mean, an empty binder like this. I know you have your paper in here, or like a folder. You know, those folders that open up, you can get one of those too.
And I think those you can put in the binder.
Oh yeah, you can. That way your binder, last year, our binders were like exploding all over the place, so. Here, I'll pull on this side. Ugh. These binders. What is this one here? Is this or just a blank page? Okay. And then I don't have a copy for you, so we'll just.
Backwards.
No, I'm skipping that one actually, so I'll have you guys share. Actually, you can borrow mine just to look at it. Obviously, I don't want you writing on it, but you can look at it. So once you put those away, you can get out week 2. Which is called Disgusting or Delicacy, which is a weird title, but you'll see why. So you can borrow that. And then I'll email it to you so you can have your own copy at home too. So. Is that part of it? Let's see. This is part of week 1, I think. I think this is too, actually. Wait, what's after this page? What page number is that?
It's 21.
Okay, so yeah, leave that in there. I'm confused. 21?
I just did 21.
Oh, yeah, you do need that, sorry.
Okay.
All the way to 25. There you go. And then that should be 3. Yeah, we would keep that one in there. Okay, you got it. So all that stuff I'll send you.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna like see what happens to my binder, because I don't know why it didn't come in.
I have, like, every class has someone who's missing it still. I think it's Heartland. They're so slow at ordering, so you can't really do anything about it. You have to just wait. I don't know why it's like that every year, but. So go ahead and we'll look at the article first. We're gonna read that about disgusting or delicacy.
Sure.
This week, because you guys are so good at retelling the story, how you did for the blue ringed octopus. So this week you're actually gonna write the paragraph, but it's nice and short. So it starts out pretty easy. So what we're gonna do first is read that. I'll just go ahead and read it because there might be some words in there that are unfamiliar to you, and then we'll talk about it and make a keyword outline with it. So it's called disgusting or delicacy. Most of us stick to common foods like chicken or beef, cheese, vegetables, and fruits. Raw fish, Japanese style, is now available in malls and airports of North America. You guys know what they eat, the raw fish? What is it called?
Eat it like on sushi too.
Sushi, yeah. Have you ever had sushi before? No? My other class, there were like 5 people that love sushi.
I don't like seafood.
Oh,
Like if we made homemade sushi, I just put like avocado and cucumber in it.
oh yeah,
I
that's
love
like
it,
the
simple.
California roll has like imitation crab, whatever that is. I don't even know. But it has the avocado. That's pretty good. Yeah. But some people really like that raw fish, it's cold and I don't like that. Okay, in some countries, however, you may find even more unusual items prepared as food. A Cambodian specialty is tarantula, fried in garlic oil.
No, that is weird.
That's weird and really gross.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't even like tarantulas anyway. They're creepy, much less eat them. A food seller in China may offer grilled black scorpion on a stick. No, thank you.
No, that's worse.
Oh, have you ever seen the suckers that have you have? Can you
I
imagine?
know. I know like some people eat it.
They
It's
do. It's
weird.
really weird. It's gross. A South Korean delicacy is raw octopus. No, thank you. So fresh that its arms are still squirming on the plate.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
Like you bring a plate of food and it's all still moving.
But I just get goosebumps. You can just think about it. It's like, oh. Escamoles are fried ant larvae, which are the eggs, right?
Yeah.
Ant larvae. A rare Mexican dish with a nutty flavor. Okay, no, thank you. You can even buy chocolate covered silkworms from Thailand. So don't complain next time you are served eggplant or even sashimi. It's nothing compared to fried dung beetle or grilled seahorse.
Oh.
You guys know what dung is, right? Do you know what dung is?
I don't know.
It's poop.
Ew.
That has to be the worst, right? I mean,
Yes.
why would people even want to eat that?
Yeah.
Dung beetle. Ugh. I don't know. I'm just glad we're in America and we don't eat that stuff. Oh my goodness. All right, so no wonder it's called disgusting or delicacy. So to them, it's a delicacy. That means like it's
Yeah.
special, like a special food to eat. But to us, it's like, ooh, no way. Okay, so let's get your keyword outline set up. I'll use the whiteboard here so we can show that. So go ahead and get out your line paper and your name and date go on the upper left-hand side. Like we always do up here. So your name here. Today is 9/16/24. And then go ahead and put the title, we'll skip a line and put disgusting. Or delicacy, I think we know the answer to that. And then a question mark, because that's the name of the article. And then we'll just put KWO. Lily, do you remember what KWO stands for?
Here, not mine.
Yeah, got it. It's only one paragraph, so that makes it nice. It'll be pretty easy for us to do. You can skip a line and then start with Roman numeral 1. And then you're gonna number 1 through 8 under that. So move over a little bit like you did before and then go all the way to 8. So this is what we usually do, is set everything up first, and then it kind of gets us ready to start working on the outline, but this paragraph has 9 sentences because we have 1 through 8 plus the topic sentence. That makes 9. And then, do you remember the rules? How many words can we write for each one? Just 3. And then what are some things that we don't have to count that are for free?
Like symbols.
Symbols. Do you remember, Jana?
Numbers.
Numbers,
And,
abbreviations.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and you remember you remember what those are?
You link to words, kind of.
Kinda, it's like for the word Monday, if you put like MON with a dot. Or if you abbreviate California, it'd just be like CA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the first sentence, let's go back to that. How about Jana, go ahead and just read the first sentence and then what do you think we should put on the outline?
Most of us stick to common foods like chicken or beef, cheese, vegetables, and fruits.
Mm-hmm. Common, yeah. Before you write it, let's talk about, let me hear Jana's ideas first. Common,
Food. And chicken, common food, chicken.
okay,
Or you can do like. Vegetables.
yeah. Do we need foods if we are talking about foods? I wonder if we could leave that one off. Maybe common and then like chicken and one other thing. And you can pick which 2 you want to put on there. I like that idea. So like common. And maybe chicken, oops. Guess you could put chick for chicken. If you wanted to. And vegetables. I just picked those 2, but you can put whatever 2 that you want to pick. You could even draw a piece of cheese, I guess. A triangle. Might look like pizza though, I don't know. Or you could just leave it simple. That's okay with me too. All right, what about the next one, Lily?
A raw fish, Japanese style, is now available in malls and airports of North America.
Okay.
The raw fish in
Yeah.
Japanese.
We could draw a fish, that would be easy,
It's
huh?
like raw fish.
Yeah, let's do that. And then I do like the word Japanese, so raw. Fish. Oh, I don't, do we need Japanese style? Japanese, I don't know. I guess so. Could we put Jap for Japanese?
Yeah.
Would that help us remember Japanese? So maybe style. Raw fish, Japanese style, and then we'll probably, what do you think should go next, Lily?
like available in North America?
Yeah,
How'd you put that?
I guess we could use the word available and then America could be AMER, Amer, north or in
So
Amer,
put available.
yeah.
And then maybe like. Heard about NA for North America?
Yeah, if you can remember NA, that would work. As long as you know it's not like North Africa or something like that. Or AMER, if you wanted to do that abbreviation, that would work too. Raw fish, Japanese style available in North America, that'll work. Because technically we have raw, style, and available. Those are our 3 words. Okay, Jana, how about the next one?
A
I think you're on
Oh,
N.
N.
There you go.
In some countries, however, you may find even more unusual items prepared as a food.
This is a hard one. They got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in there.
Countries unusual prepare.
Or just use food.
For food. Countries, unusual food, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. You'll just have to remember other countries.
Mm.
Unusual. We definitely need unusual
Yeah.
and food. Cause that's what we're leading up to, weird stuff. Just zoom in so they can see what I'm doing there, okay. Next, Lily.
A Cambodian specialty is tarantula fried and garlic.
Ugh.
So. Cambodian.
Yeah,
Tarantula. How would you put the rest of them?
I don't know, could we just say fried? Maybe we don't need to know the garlic oil part.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jana?
Well,
Cambodian tarantula.
And fried?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you
okay.
put fried tarantula.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. Either way, fried tarantula or tarantula fried, Cambodian. And by the way, that brings up a good point, because when you go to write this, if you want to say in Cambodia rather than Cambodian, you can. So, because it's still basically the same word, just a different form of the word. That's okay with me. Whatever gets the message across, which is basically that they eat tarantula, fried tarantula. Did I spell it right? Tarantula, yeah. Okay, and then Gina?
a food seller in China may offer grilled black scorpion on a stick.
Oh. China, maybe?
Yeah, China. Scorpion stiff.
Yeah,
Or maybe grilled scorpion.
Yeah.
and-
yeah,
And you can draw a stick.
yeah, okay, let's do that. So China, and then grilled. Yeah. And I don't know, that's my stick.
But if you got like a stick and you can turn it into a scorpion.
Ooh. I don't know if I could do a scorpion. If you can do it.
It's kind of, I don't know what like, I don't really know what a scorpion looks like.
I know, me either. I know it's got a tail, it kind of curls up, and it's got like a pointy end. I don't know, I'm not the artist.
Do I go next?
Yeah, that doesn't really look like a stick. I guess you can remember it's a stick.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
A South Korean delicacy is raw octopus, so fresh and its flounder still squirming. So. Yeah. We put Korean?
Yeah, we could put. If you put SK, can you remember South Korean? Or you could put S,
KORE?
yeah, or KOR.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? SKOR?
Yeah.
Okay, that way we don't have to count it. KOR, okay.
Octopus or raw?
Mm. I'm thinking raw is gonna be important.
Yeah.
Raw, octopus. Yeah. And we get one more word.
I don't know how you do this.
That's a lot, huh? Squirming is the one that stands out to me. It's like, maybe just squirming. And maybe draw a plate.
Yeah.
What do you have any ideas, Jana?
I don't even really think.
Remember when you go to write this, you can always peek back at the original if you're like, what did I put? I don't remember what that is. You can always check.
Yeah.
You have any ideas?
I guess it's probably the best you can get out of it.
Squirming.
Yeah.
That just sounds so gross. I saw a video one time, somebody eating out like in a lot, it was alive and it was, they were using chopsticks. And it was like wrapping itself around the chopsticks and then he just puts it in his mouth. I was like, oh gosh. No. No. All right, did we decide squirming and then a plate?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna draw, it doesn't even really look like a plate, but that's what that is.
I do like a plate with like a fork next to it, so you know it's a plate.
Ah, good idea. That's really good. Okay, well, my fork looks terrible too.
I know, that's the same way I did it.
Okay. As long as you know, that's all that matters. And then Jana, the next one, whenever you're ready. I think it's escamoles. Is that's a Mexican word, right? Or I mean a Spanish word, escamoles.
Escamoles are fried ant larvae, a rare Mexican dish with a nutty flavor.
Yeah, a nutty flavor. Ugh. I mean, I like nutty flavors, but not
Not
when it
that
comes to
one.
that. No. That's a lot too, huh?
Escamoles.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could draw ants and then larvae and Mexican with the plate or something.
Or you probably need fried too,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
We could do Mexican for Mexican, we could put MEX. We'll remember that one.
Yeah. Or what's like the abbreviation for Mexico? Isn't it like MX?
Oh, yeah. Cause New Mexico's NM, huh?
Yeah.
But MX, I think that is an abbreviation for Mexico. That'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have fried next.
So
That's
fried
fine.
and
Yeah.
Fried, and then I like your idea of drawing an ant. They have, how many legs do they have?
6.
Okay, good. Looks like a spider, but hopefully we can remember ant. But spiders have 8, right?
Mhm.
Ah,
Are we doing larvae?
and then the word larva. LARVA. AE.
Oh, couldn't get a.
I think it's AE. Oh yeah, and then MEX, MX. And when you write this, if you want to put Mexico first, like if you wanted to put in Mexico, they eat Eskimos, blah, 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 you can move them around, you know what I mean? As long as you use them in the sentence. Okay. I'm gonna have you do 7 and 8 by yourself at home. Because I want to go over one more thing, actually 2 more things. You're gonna write it this time, not just say it. You're gonna actually write this one, and on your checklist, yours is right there. You're gonna get a checklist this time, and by the way, these are new and they're gonna be with every writing now, so these checklists, you'll get super familiar with them. They get longer, Jana knows, this is a really short one. So basically, on yours, when you get yours, you can put your name on yours, and then under structure, look at this one, so I have to read yours upside down. It says name and date, upper left-hand corner. By the way, would you rather type or handwrite your paragraph? Are you typing yet or not really? Yeah,
A little bit.
you're kind of doing both, huh? I'll let you decide if you want to type it or handwrite it. If you handwrite it, you probably remember double spacing, leave lines, and then you know how to set it. So for Google Classroom, you use Google Docs. Have you ever used those before? Okay, I'll show you before you go how to get to it. It's really easy. And then it's set up, once you open Google Docs, it looks like the Word document. So you've used Word before? Or what do you usually use when you type, like,
We usually use Pages.
oh, Pages, okay. So it might be a little bit different. It's gonna be way easier to upload it onto your
Okay.
Google Classroom if you use Google Docs, but I know your sister knows how to use it, so you can ask her
Okay.
for help, but I'll show you before you leave too, just in case. Okay, so double space, basically, you'll set that. And then, the third box down says title centered and repeats 1 to 3 keywords from final sentence. So if your very last sentence says something like, I'm just gonna peek back at the story here. Don't complain the next time you are served eggplant, blah, blah, blah. So when you get to that, you might say something like, don't complain the next time you have to eat eggplant. That you can use, don't complain in your title. You can use 1 to 3 words from your last sentence. So you can even just use one word like complain. If you have that in your last sentence, and you can use that, like, never complain about what you get in America. That could be a title. It's kind of long, but you would use one of the words from the
That would
last
be like-
sentence.
So make your title for it
So you make your title for it, exactly.
and you write the story.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But you're gonna give it a different title. Instead of disgusting or delicacy, the rule about the title is you have to pick 1 to 3 from the last sentence to use in the title. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. So get creative with your last sentence. And if you think of a word you really want to use in your title, just make sure that it's there in that last sentence. So it has to tie together. Does that make sense, Lily? I know it's new to you. I know Jana remembers from last year. So that's the title rule. That 4th box you can ignore because that's for if you turn it in person. You guys are gonna be turning it in on the computer on Google. And then it says dress ups there. So we just have, it's cool, huh, Gina? It's like 1 paragraph and 1 dress up. Usually we have like 5 paragraphs and 10 dress ups or whatever. So this is easy. 1 paragraph with 1 dress up. So dress up is just a way they term it in this book in your binder, of how to make your sentences more dressy, like making it sound better. So adding to your sentence to make it sound better. And the first thing we do is the ly adverb. And that's a word that tells a little bit more about an action. So if one of your actions is, we have an action word up here. Fried is more of a, it's an adjective. Scorpion would be a noun. Like, let's say the word, consume. Like when you consume something, you eat it. So an ly word would go before that. This would be your verb, consume. So you could just say a word like surprisingly. So like in China, they surprisingly consume grilled scorpion on a stick, right?
Okay.
Get it? So surprisingly would be your adverb. It's adding to the verb you're putting. So the best thing to do is to look for the verb first, whatever verb you use. And then think of what's an ly word to add to that to make it sound even better. Could be quickly consuming the octopus that's squirming on the plate. So it doesn't run away, but I would let it run away if it was me. I'd be like, bye-bye, go away. Yeah, so you would think of some, let's make a list at the bottom of your page under the 8 here. What are some good ly words we might be able to use in this
Surprisingly.
paragraph? Yeah, I like that one too. Okay, so let's put surprisingly. These are just here to help you when you get to that point. Shockingly, it's kind of the same meaning, but still, it's a good. Quickly. What else? It's hard when you're thinking about this because it's a little different. I'm having a hard time thinking of one too. Strangely. Oops, I think it has an E. I think it does, because otherwise it looks like strangely, strangely. Well, those are good, because you only need one. So you can use one of these.
Okay.
So when you go to write your paragraph, you're gonna do the same thing. Each of these is a sentence. So instead of saying the sentence, this time you're actually gonna write the sentence. Think of a complete sentence, write the sentence, and somewhere in there, you get to decide, use one of these. And then whatever one you choose, let's say you pick surprisingly, you're just gonna underline it in the paragraph. Does that make sense?
Okay.
If you use more than one, that's okay, but you only need to underline one of them.
Okay.
And that's on your checklist. You'll see where it says underline one of each. So right now we only have ly. And then the bottom part is just basically capitalization and mark. Does it make sense? This is when you need to read it out loud. So read it to somebody in your family after you write it. And you might see that you forgot a little word like the or of, because sometimes we write so fast, we don't think about it. But when you read it out loud, that'll help you fix those things. That'll help you spot that. And you can check those little boxes as you complete them. Okay, that'll help you keep track. So that's your homework. You're gonna do your 3 pages in grammar, the 3 pages. Finish this. You just have 7 and 8 left, the last 2 sentences. And then write the paragraph and use one of your ly adverbs and give it a title, a new title.
Okay.
Any questions about your homework? So you can keep all this. I know I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Keep yours in the front of your binder like we did last time. And that's it. Already time to go. That happened fast.